You ever come back to a place you thought you knew only to realize it's been completely rewritten behind your back? Yeah. Let me tell you how I found a luxury community rising up on my grandfather's ridge, my own land, bulldozers, shiny fences, the whole 9 yards. They called it abandoned. Said the papers were legit. Only thing they forgot was I'm still here. I hadn't set foot on Pine Hollow Ridge in 12 years. Life just steamrolled me. Buried, my dad lost Marie to cancer. Did my best to raise two teenagers who think TikTok is a form of currency. I promised myself next summer I'll get out there, fix up the old place, maybe build that cabin I've been dreaming about. Then next summer turned into 12. Funny how time slips away when you're not looking. But this year I was done waiting. Drove up there with blueprints for a cabin, timber frame, glass walls, full solar, the kind of place made for silence, you know? Brought Darren, my contractor, who's built half the eco retreats around Boise. We're talking laughing, following that curvy cliff road, the one where cell service dies and your breath gets cleaner every mile, just feeling like maybe I'm finally doing right by my family. Until I take the last turn, muscle memory, and slam on the brakes. Something's off. The old wooden gate's gone. Instead, there's a swamp of mud construction fencing and the smell of diesel. Darren and I step out, boots sinking into the muck, and suddenly I'm staring at a horde of workers in vests, excavators, porta potties, all that. It hits me like a punch to the gut. There's a shiny sign where my grandfather's shack used to be. Welcome to Whispering Pines, a Brook Valley Hills HOA community, Phase 1. Lakeside retreats from the 800s. That's not just a new neighborhood. That's my land. Some worker in a hard hat tries to look official, says, "You lost," I say. "I think I am." He's got permits on a clipboard, approved build zones surveyed by the county, signed off by the HOA. I tell him this is my property, all 283 acres. He shrugs and points me to the site trailer. Darren's already dialing the county face pale. I storm into the prefab trailer, blueprints everywhere. Two people looking startled like I'm the problem. "This is my property. What are you doing?" The guy in the golf shirt glances at a file, hands me a paper. Land was sold at auction in 2020, declared abandoned by the county. We bought it. Everything sealed, signed and delivered. The document looks official. County seals, HOA logos, $75,000 sale price. I want to throw up. Never sold it, never abandoned it. No one ever called me, I say. They tell me to take it up with the HOA. Back at the truck, Darren pulls up their website. 30 homes, an artificial lake, a damn helipad, marketing it like they just discovered America. You ever feel like you're standing in a nightmare and everyone's acting like it's business as usual? Yeah, that was me. Next morning, I'm at the county office, shoes, still muddy folders stuffed with deeds, tax receipts, my grandfather's will, you name it. I slam it down at the front desk, demand to see whoever sold my land. They send me upstairs to this tired-looking guy named Belcher, who's processed way too many permits in his day. He rifles through my papers, frowns, starts typing. This doesn't match what we have, no kidding. Turns out my land was flagged as unclaimed in 2020. Occupancy check, no contact found, mail returned undeliverable, so the county seized and auctioned it. I tell him I've paid property taxes every year, changed my address in 2015 at this very building. He says those records show notices sent to Oregon, some address I haven't used since grad school. I feel like screaming. He shrugs. If your contact info wasn't updated, this happens. Not often, but it does. Then he leans in. Brook Valley Hills HOA submitted the acquisition paperwork. They're your new problem. I drive up to the ridge again, furious. And there's now a guard booth at the gate. "You're not on the access list, sir," the guard says. "I'm the owner," I tell him. He just smiles and puts his hand on the radio. That's when I realize I wasn't just locked out, I was being erased. That night I call Mary Chang, a land use attorney who has a reputation for peeling HOAs like oranges. Calm but sharp as a tack. I lay it all out, deeds, receipts, photos that sign even the guard's clipboard. She doesn't blink. Sounds like fraud. But we need proof, internal docs, emails, all of it, and we need to move fast. If they finish building, courts won't reverse it. We hammer out a cease and desist letter overnight, send it to the HOA, and it gets returned unopened, not deliverable. Classic Dodge. Mary's a pit bull. She files an injunction, hits the county with a FOIA request, and even launches a federal petition just in case. I start digging too. Hit up the tax assessor, bribe a clerk with coffee, get a thumb drive with every file on my land. That's when I find it a declaration of abandonment and public reclamation signed by Bert Westbrook, Deputy Director of Land Services. And according to Google, father of Karen Westbrook, president of the HOA, the signature looks traced, not even a good forgery. The document says no owner could be reached, but I have proof I updated my address in 2015. Mary's eyes light up. This is a ghosting move. They declared it ownerless, funneled it to the county, then handed it straight to the HOA. Fake auction, closed loop, and it all cost them $75,000. That's theft, I say. That's a lot more than theft, she tells me. With help from a county IT guy who, by the way, hates his own HOA, we dig up metadata. The abandonment file was created 2 weeks before its official timestamp, edited from a Department of Infrastructure terminal, not Land Services. That's our crack. Mary files for discovery against the HOA and the county's infrastructure board. Within days, my name vanishes from the county's property lookup system. It's like I never existed. I sneak up the ridge at night, hike through the trees, flashlight and binoculars, see what's left of my land. It's wrecked. 70% gone marshes, dredged timber stacked like bones, security drone buzzing overhead. I film everything thinking, if they want to erase me, I'll become a ghost they can't shake. Then the twist. Mary discovers that Sunville development contractor for Whispering Pines scored a $12 million green living grant to restore unclaimed ecologically degraded land. They sold the feds on saving what they'd just bulldozed. Guess who signed off on the grant? Karen's husband, Kenneth. Her father forged the paperwork. The whole Westbrook family's in on it. It's a spiderweb, HOA board, county officials, spouses, all feeding each other money and land. We send drone footage to the EPA, bring in Dr. Lawrence Weathers, a retired forestry ecologist. He sees the damage, rare flora destroyed, eagle nests gone, runoff polluting protected wetlands. He files affidavits. That same week, someone leaves a threatening note on my truck. You're making things worse. Stop now. Then a county code enforcer shows up at my door, claims I'm breaking grading laws on the very land they stole. Even Darren, my contractor, gets pressured to drop me or risk permit problems. They've got people everywhere, he says. I don't blame him for walking. But inside, something goes cold. This isn't just about land anymore. I upload everything. Drone footage records, environmental reports to 5 newspapers, 2 senators, the EPA, and a retired journalist named Carol Harwick. Monday morning, my phone explodes. Carol calls. If half of this holds up, they're toast. She publishes a blog post, The Vanishing Forest, how an HOA stole 300 acres. It goes viral. By noon, I'm fielding calls from reporters and a documentary crew. Mary grins, "You're viral in legal blogs." Environmental law trackers calling it Rural Regulatory Abuse 101. Within days, the Department of Environmental Quality freezes the whole project. No more bulldozers, just silence for the first time in weeks. But the pressure ramps up. I get a voicemail. "You're stirring up trouble, Mr. Hamilton. Take the payout, walk away, or someone might get hurt." It's traced to a burner owned by an HOA board member. Mary files for witness protection. That night, someone tries breaking into her office. The feds get involved. Carol drops part 2 of her blog security footage of Karen Westbrook sneaking into the records room, manila folders in hand. The dominoes fall, whistleblowers come forward. A county clerk resigns citing personal conflict of interest, and suddenly I get an offer, $4 million, to walk away, sign an NDA, and say the development's legit. I actually laugh. I frame that offer above my coffee maker, a trophy for the price of silence. But then victory. Mary calls, "We got the court order, we're going in." Judge unseals the HOA's records. We find a memo, ownership resolution Hamilton property, instructions for ghosting me, reroute certified letters, flag old addresses, push forged paperwork through dad's channel, fast track it before elections. A buried water damage title transfer proves my land was properly filed in 1988, but it was quietly flagged as incomplete in 2009, never digitized. That's not an accident, that's a kill switch. The DOJ moves in warrants, hard drives the works. Karen's caught red-handed. Federal case. At trial, former clerks admit they were told to reroute mail, ignore flagged records, delete digital files. Contractor testifies he was paid to not worry about the owner. The prosecution plays the threatening voicemail. The jury barely leaves the room before finding them guilty: fraud, forgery, conspiracy, environmental violations. Karen Westbrook, 18 years in federal prison. Her father, 15. Sunville fined $42 million. HOA dissolved. My land returned. Standing at the edge of what used to be Southridge Trail, I see broken stumps, plastic sheets flapping in the wind. No more bulldozers, just wind and silence. Court order gives me every inch back, $30 million in settlements. Not about profit, never was. By spring, volunteers and college kids help me plant 20,000 trees. Birds return, deer wander back, the land remembers. I build a real cabin, nothing fancy, just warmth and quiet. 3 guest cabins for hikers and folks looking for peace. I host a gathering, family, friends, the tree planters. Lanterns on the new pond, kids, laughing dogs running, and I swear I can hear my grandfather chuckling in the trees. Before midnight, I climb up and bolt a brass plaque to the new cabin: never abandon your land, not even for a minute. So tell me, where's the line? What's worth fighting for, even when the odds say walk away? Is justice just a word, or is it something you plant and nurture, no matter how many times they try to wipe your name away? Drop your story in the comments. Have you ever fought back or been steamrolled by the system? Let's hear it. Because if we don't stand up for what's right, who will?